Ladies and gentlemen, the day is finally here, the most prestigious evening on the ECWA calendar year. It is the 16th annual rendition of the most prestigious tournament in independent professional wrestling history. A tournament quite simply known and revered as Super 8. I am Joe Dombrowski, bringing you the action courtesy of ECWA and Facebook.com/outsource announcing for all your commentary and production needs, as we are set to kick things off with quarterfinal round matchups. Since 1997, the Super 8 has personified independent professional wrestling, really the industry as a whole. It's been a trendsetter. It's been a flag bearer. It's been ahead of its time. It's launched careers, it's launched styles, it's launched genres within this business. Guys such as Low-Key, Christopher Daniels, Simon Diamond, Paul London, Petey Williams, and Davey Richards. Well, let's go to the ring announcer to get the introduction of the opponent.
Jersey, weighing in at 167 pounds, Bandido Jr.
All of those names that I just mentioned won the Super 8 tournament at a point when their career was still developing, still in its infancy. And from there, they propelled into worldwide superstars. Not to say the Super 8 was the only reason for their success, but definitely a big time platform to launch off of. Super 8 is a big time milestone in a lot of these guys' careers. 14 men in history, or really 13, considering Christopher Daniels is the only two-time winner. 13 men have proudly worn the title of Super 8 champion. Tonight, one more athlete will be added to that list, and I couldn't think of a better way, a more high-octane, fast-paced, and high-risk way to start this matchup, to start this tournament off, than two men who know each other better than any two men in the field. And what a stroke of luck, or potentially bad luck, that these two men experienced with the draw they've achieved here tonight. You're seeing on the right of your screen the good guy Azrieal. On the left, donning the mask, is Bandido Jr. Two men who are tournament tested. Hell, we saw them compete in our K-Cup Tag Team Tournament back in the month of November, but the catch was they were tag team partners at the time. But tag team partners no more, at least as far as tonight goes. Although I think you can tell, just by these men's body language so far, there's still a high degree of mutual respect. This is not a grudge match. This is not a blood feud. This is competition for the sake of determining who is the best. And there are 6 other athletes here tonight who are stepping into this tournament with the same mindset. The reigning ECWA champion is in this tournament. The reigning ECWA Mid-Atlantic champion is in this tournament. We have some of the best up-and-coming rising stars in independent wrestling today. Some making their ECWA debut, but all with the same goal. But these two men in the ring right now would have to be at least sentimental favorites from the ECWA crowd. Very familiar with these athletes, both men with a strong base in lucha libre. They studied the Mexican wrestling style and certainly the Mexican culture as well. And that's certainly done nothing but help them out in the course of their careers. As we're seeing great back and forth chain wrestling, mixed with a little bit of lucha libre flair. In the center of the ring, Bandido, the takedown on Azrieal. Bandido, a second-generation luchador, dedicated his ECWA career to his father, Bandido Sr., who I understand is in the building tonight at Bandido Jr. Waste no time, going high risk. Bandido launches himself so far to the outside onto Azrieal that both men fell back 10-15 feet into that steel guardrail, which is not going to do them any favors either. And Bandido goes up top with a crossbody. Could have him here now. And Bandido really smart coming out of the blocks, out of the chute. Really strong, really quick. Bandido is trying to put Azrieal away as early as possible. This is going to be a game of endurance, ladies and gentlemen. The sooner you can put away your opponent, the better advantage you can have in later rounds. You see Azrieal not going to keel over, though. He's out at 1. You want to finish your quarterfinal round matchup as quickly as possible. If you only are out there for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, you're still relatively fresh. You got about an hour breather till you hit your next round matchup. But if you're going 10, 15 minutes out there, that's going to take a lot out of you. That's a night's work and then some. Talk a lot about endurance as the night goes on. We got a huge battle royal coming. We got the tag titles on the line. Bandido springs in. Corkscrew elbow. Got 2 and no. Bandido now cinching a chin lock. Both men made it to the semifinals of the K-Cup tournament. In many people's eyes, they stole the show with their performance, even though they were not one of the teams to capture the tag team championship that night. They still turned a lot of heads, got a lot of people talking. Much the case so far tonight. Back and forth, Azrieal. Quick lateral press for 2. Azrieal may have been going for DDT, did not get all the momentum he needed on it. Instead took him over in almost a modified suplex fireman's carry type deal. Worked out very well. Round kick between the shoulder blades for 2. And I think really the main theme we've seen thus far with both these athletes is how well they know one another. And we've talked about it in past DVD releases of 2 men who are so evenly matched that they can't get a decisive advantage. And you see that a lot here in an organization as prestigious as ECWA. But here tonight what we're seeing is not only 2 men that are so evenly matched, but they've trained together, they've teamed together, and they know what the other is thinking. And Bandido thinking about that boot that just hit him upside the head. And Azrieal gets a near fall. This matchup could come down to who can vary up their offense and catch the other off guard. Azrieal down with a back suplex. Cover. 2 and a near fall. Seen Azrieal compete all over the world and pretty much every top organization you can think of. Saw him on Spike TV for a spell last year. And Azrieal springs in with a senton to do it here. And another near fall. And Bandido Jr. has really had an amazing amount of success here, especially centralized on the East Coast. And both these men, and really all 8 of these men, are looking for tonight to make the headlines. They're looking for tonight as a career-defining moment to get on the radar of not just this prestigious organization, but this industry as a whole. What about Paul London, who won the Super 8 back in 2003? What an unbelievable skyrocketing career he experienced over the next several years. Low-Key in 2001. Only a year later, Low-Key was competing for the Ring of Honor Championship. He was the first ever Ring of Honor World Champion. Bandido makes sure the bottom drops out for Azrieal. What about a guy like Aiden Chambers, who won in 2008 and last month almost captured the ECWA Championship? Certainly guys like Aiden Chambers, Donovan Morgan, Ace Darling, even though they're not the mainstream stars that a Christopher Daniels might be, that a Jerry Lynn might be, the 2007 winner. They certainly have had amazing banner careers, and thanks in large part to the Super 8. See a moment ago, Bandido with that springboard back elbow. Very nicely done. And you see Azrieal could see Bandido coming. The similar styles, the similar mindsets. They've trained together. Bandido with a missile dropkick. Compact and effective. Right to the chest cavity. And that could do it here. 2-0. Half a count away once again, as you see in the background, fans are still filing in. We have a massive crowd here tonight in Newark for what they know is the show of shows as far as the East Coast Wrestling Association. All the top stars are here. All the top stars will see action. 2 lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it, athletes, will face 3 matchups here tonight. Azrieal catches Bandido in midair. Turns around, electric chair position, drops him down. And Azrieal getting a bit more aggressive here. That may be what he needs to do. Modified camel clutch, doesn't have it cinched in all the way, doesn't have the arms of Bandido over top of Azrieal's own legs. That'll help torque the back muscles. Bandido's got a little bit of leverage on his side here. If he can stay flat, that pressure's not going to be on him that much. If he can just stay crawling, stay moving, keep Azrieal his weight off balance, and there you see Bandido did that. Azrieal fell right off the back of Bandido, and Bandido was able to crawl his way over to that bottom rope. Amazing athletic competition we are seeing. We're just in the first matchup. Bulldog headlock takedown. And Azrieal, breathing hard, had a lot taken out of him. Azrieal likes to target the head with that footwork. Likes to do a double stomp up the top as well. That could have been a setup for it, but Bandido a step ahead. Again, knowing your opponent, having him scouted. In this case, knowing your partner. Elevated DDT. Huge impact. Bandido puts Azrieal away. No near fall again. And then you see that competitive spirit. Azrieal, much like all these athletes, know this night only comes once a year. If you do not succeed tonight, you will have at least an entire year to think about it in the back of your mind. And that's even if you're lucky enough to get a spot next year, which is few and far between, that you get multiple-time participants, let alone winners. Azrieal jogging for precision here. Center ring. Powerbomb. Stacks him up. Got it, no. And Azrieal hits the kick the second time. I'm not sure he got all of it, though. Bandido looked like he shied away from it a little bit. And that may have been what kept Bandido alive. Bandido, I think, saw the kick coming, could not react quick enough because of how much he's been softened up, but was able to adjust mildly. And Azrieal keeping that pressure on. Huge elevation by the self-proclaimed good guy. Going electric chair. Bandido rolling through. No, Azrieal drops the weight down. Bandido reverses. Shoulders are down. Bandido is victorious in the quarterfinal round. A big win by the young luchador. Bandido Jr. is victorious over his tag team partner. And what an athletic effort we have seen. And you could see the disappointment in the eyes of Azrieal. He came very prepared. He came very game. He came very physically fit. You gotta believe a monkey wrench was thrown in each of these men's repertoires when they found out they would draw their respective partners in the opening round. But they both adapted, and they had a hell of a matchup, and that respect factor's still there. And that's the type of thing this tournament's been not just founded on, but grown on year by year. That respect, that hard